It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right, we've done all the work for you, and all you have to do is listen. Get it? Because the band is Echo and the Bunnymen. So I created an echo. It was very, very, very clever, I think. Whatever, man. You try doing this every week, coming up with something clever for every band. Speaking of clever, our friend Gavin is here. Gavin, you put Echo and the Bunnymen on the board. Number one, I'm surprised it took this long to get to them. But talk to me about Echo and the Bunnymen and why it is you felt like we needed to talk about them today.
Oh my God, I'm so happy we're doing this. They were like my first love. Like that was the first band that I really sort of was bigger than life for me when I was a kid. I felt like they were, I'd never really been out of my town and my house, and they had those great album covers with those dramatic landscapes, and they looked kind of like fantastic adventurers, and I felt like all of their records were books, like adventure books, like from when I was a kid, like Treasure Island and Robinson Crusoe, and I just like fell hard for them. They got me young and in the heart, and I've been a fan for life.
So, same question to you, Adam. Echo and the Bunnymen was a band you signed up for pretty early once you came on. Talk to me about Echo and the Bunnymen and why this is something that you were eager to jump on.
Thanks. Always into a lot of bands that were around Echo and the Bunnymen, like The Cure and the Smiths and so on. And I always liked Echo and the Bunnymen, but I never really, to be honest with you, I never really got into them. When I was younger, I tried a few times. I loved their singles. I tried with their albums, but a couple of years ago on another podcast, I heard another podcast where they did a deep dive on Ocean Rain, and I just from there just fell in love with them really big time. Must have been the right time for me to really listen to them, and I can listen to what Gavin's saying about the story sort of side of Echo. Like it is almost like each album is like a book or a movie that you're kind of opening up and sitting through. They're one of my favorite bands now. I just can't stop listening to them actually at the moment. not even just for this podcast. I just love them.
Yeah.
So this for me again. So I can't play the fool here. I can't play. I've never heard of Echo and the Bunnymen. It's not that, but this is definitely a band that has always been just outside of my periph. And again, it's yet another band that strangely, like, I don't know how I never found them on my own. I don't, after listening to them, I don't know how I didn't find this band on my own, but it's a band I'd heard of, and going in, I couldn't tell you one song, and we'll go into songs here in a minute, but like I feel like it's this. I don't want to use like legendary necessarily because I don't know that they're quite there, but I feel like they are this almost cult status band that I know plenty of people who, if they don't love them, should, and if they do somehow. They never like Beatles these guys on me. Nobody ever tried to shove Echo and the Bunnymen on me. So I never gave them the proper due. And I say all that about, the songs and such because it's such a very clear influence on Billy Corgan specifically.
Yeah.
And we can talk more about that, but like you hear it and you go, "Oh, this is clearly something Billy listened to, and probably a lot because you can still hear Echo and the Bunnymen and the stuff that Billy's doing with the Pumpkins." So it's a massive discography. So we had to chop it down somewhere, and we'll go to you first, Gavin. Um, how did you go about putting your 20 together for this?
Yeah, I think that I liked it. I like how we sort of agreed to chop it down. We really focused on those '80s albums, like
Mm-hmm.
that core, like the first life of the Bunnymen, and then they broke up in '87, and they were gone for a while, and then they still make records. I don't know, recently, right? But I know, I know these records inside and out. And so it was very easy. This list was easy for me to put together. It took me about 10 minutes. And then I came back and tinkered with it a little bit, which was kind of fun. I think that the surprise was that I went into it thinking that the first record was maybe my favorite, and that probably has the least amount of songs on it. And I thought that the third record, Porcupine, which is a really difficult, kind of dense record, I wouldn't have that much off of. And I sort of rediscovered that record making the list. So that was really fun.
So, same question to you, Adam, and to Gavin's point, you're the one who kind of suggested, hey, maybe we just do the '80s records. Was there a reason you suggested that? And then how did you go about formulating your 20 for this?
I definitely think '80s is peak Echo, and so Ian McCulloch, the lead singer and founder, he actually left the band after the self-titled album. And they actually released an album without him, which I've hardly listened to. And then I think he came back. Also, the drummer, who I definitely want to talk about at some stage as we go through the songs, he tragically died in a motorcycle accident in '89. So Echo really are an '80s band to me. I found it so hard, especially on the first four records, because I feel like they're a real album band. And I know that's slightly cliched, but it's really hard to break through which songs in particular you want to single out on those early albums. I had 38 to start with. I got down to 24, and then I actually was stubbornly stuck on 24, and I was going to message you, Justin, to say, can I come in with 24, please? Because those last four, I'm really angry about the last four.
Mm-hmm.
And as they come up, I'll bring them up as we go through. But I just I fell really hard on those first three albums. Ocean Rain I was already very much in love with. The first three, my love for them now is enormous, and I don't know what my favorite album is at the moment. I don't know. I love all the first four.
That's great.
So what's funny is I'm looking at my list now, and I accidentally, and I usually when this happens, I did it on purpose. I accidentally evened almost everything out, exactly. There's one that's got 3, and all the rest have 4. And, there's, 1 extra. I'm like, I definitely didn't do that on purpose. And as I'm listening, here's the frustrating thing. As I'm listening to my 20, I'm feeling confident, because I try to listen to my 20 and then I try to listen to everything day of. I listened to my 20 and I'm like, yeah, I think I did good. I think I've got it. I understand this band. I think I picked great choices. I think I'm going to do well. And then, as I'm listening to like the whole playlist, I never once got that feeling of, oh, I'm wrong, I should have done this song. But I got that feeling of, oh man, this easily could have gone on the list and the other guys could easily have this. To Adam's point, like it's albums. So like, as maybe I played too fast and free with my cuts, and didn't think hard enough about why I'm selecting what I'm selecting. So maybe I was just subconsciously trying to make it easy for myself. But yeah, there's a lot of available tracks. This is yet again another band where there's not that much that you go, yeah, nah, this doesn't do it for me. This there's no room for this. It's a lot of just kind of going on the whim. And then last thing I'll say, I forget the name of the record offhand, but like, I'll I guess it's self-titled. Yeah. I expect by that point in the discog that the band slows down, like as far as, finding things that I can really point to and go, yes, this is what they're doing. But I think I found that I was drawn to that record the most. And
Wow.
I think
Okay.
I had, now again, everything came out even, but I had the most from that on my first pass. And to Gavin's point, as I'm listening to the first record, I'm like, oh, there's no way like it gets better, like this is gonna be the jam. And like, as I'm coming back through, I'm slowly whittling away, and I'm like, man, I can't believe, to Adam's point, I can't believe some of these are hitting the floor. I can't believe this. Like, listen to the song, I'm like, oh my God, this song isn't going to make my list. Okay, all right, well, so yeah, it was maddening, but like I had to chalk it up to, look, you got to come down to 20, and however you get there is how you get there. But that tells me that we could be in for it tonight, fellas.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next question. Based on everything that we've talked about so far, Gavin, how many do you think for the final say that we'll get through unanimously?
Yeah, I'm going to say, well, first of all, let me just say, I love that you had so many songs on your first cut, because I can't tell how these bands from the early 80s that I love translate now in 2023, Justin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that the second record, like, I can totally see the Pumpkins into that, and it's like a no-brainer. But there's a lot of that sparkly orchestral new wave stuff that, I don't know, it's kind of like you had to be there maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They're a very dramatic band, and so I was just happy that you were struggling. I think we'll get 5.
Ooh, okay. I like that. All right, Adam, what do you think?
Oh, I've got a reasonably even distribution as well. I totally agree, Justin, on the dramatic piece, and I think there's a good chance that there are songs in their discography that could be in the conversation for the best songs of all time. In a list of 100, I think there's a few absolute classic songs. So we should land those. You'd hope. So I'm actually gonna go 6.
Ooh,
Nice.
I like it.
I feel like we might land a lot. Yeah.
I like that. I like it. Boys, you guys are going positive. That means I got to go the other way. But to be honest, my first instinct was 5 as well. Like I feel like there's 5 in there that are like, yeah, okay, those are the ones. So do I undercut or do I go low? That's the question. Do I just do the 4 or do I go even lower at 3? 3 feels too criminally low. 4 feels like I might have a chance still. Like 4 might be, you guys have something that just didn't hit me, and it's like, I can't believe you didn't have that one, Justin. What an asshole. So I'm gonna go 4. Like I'm gonna play spoiler at some point, maybe. Okay, we are gonna take a quick pause, and when we come back, we're gonna play the game, Jack. It's deprogrammed. Kickstart your road to fitness with the Hard Work Works fitness app. For all ability levels, full gym, no problem. What's included? Over 200 workout plans available for every situation, from a full gym to no equipment at all. Nutrition guide to help you stay on track, and all of this is only $10 a month. There's a special offer for Deprogram listeners. Use promo code STUPID and get your first month free. The Hard Work Works fitness app. Decide, commit, succeed, and join the hustle today. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The three of us have combed through the 80s portion of the Echo and the Bunnymen discography and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to match together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you in case you have never given them a chance. I'm not going to do the thing I normally do, but I am going to do the thing that I'm going to go with the song where I knew I was in trouble. And it's going to be upsetting if you guys don't have it, but I also understand. But I knew what I was in for the second I heard this song. I knew what the band was going to be. I knew that the albums were going to be thick and that there weren't going to be very many easy cuts. Do It Clean.
I don't have Do It Clean, but that was my first favorite song by them when I was a kid.
All right.
Absolutely love it. Sorry, Justin.
No, I had a feeling. But to my point, I knew I was in trouble the second I heard this. I was like, uh-oh. And because this is the second track, because usually, I can lock in on the first track and more on that later. But the second this one starts, I'm like, oh no. Like, I was hoping for a break.
It was the first song I ever learned to play on an instrument. I learned the bass guitar playing that song.
Oh, nice. All right. 0 for 1. He starts with an 0 for. All right, Gavin?
Well, so I'm going to try to hopefully hit Justin up here. First track, first side, first album. Do you have going up off Crocodiles?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yes, I do. So
Hey,
do
Oh
I.
my God. I didn't think you guys would have that song. It's such a subtle, weird song. It's so cool. I love that song. I just want to say something really quick about that song, Justin.
Absolutely.
At the end, it gets really meandering and loopy and kind of psychedelic and stuff. And like he's mumbling. And I figured out, so what he's saying at the end that's kind of incomprehensible. He's saying, if you really want to know what's wrong with this world, there's not enough people walking around with flowers in their hair.
Oh.
Which is so great because the punks were really trying to like distance themselves from the 60s and like the Bunnymen just really leaned into that.
Yeah.
But in a dark way because it was post, Altamont and Charles Manson and Bad Acid, right? So like, they had that perspective on it that they played with. But anyway, that's so great you guys have that.
No,
Can I say something about that song too? I just love that first 30 seconds. Like, it's like you're walking into a smoky club in London, and the song's already half through, and you're walking into the room, and the song's already on, and it's getting louder because you're walking towards it. It's just such a simple effect, but it really draws you in, I reckon.
So cool.
I've made mention a million times, and this is what I was talking about. This was the other song I was talking about when I presented "Do It Clean." I knew what I was getting with the band here. I knew I was in trouble with "Do It Clean," but going up, the second I started playing it, as Adam said, it takes a second to get there, but once it hammers in, you're like, uh-oh, this is what this band does. Okay, cool. And like I said, I had "Do It Clean" just because I knew there's no easy outs after that. But yeah, man, I love when a band tells me immediately this is what's up, and this is precisely that. All right, Adam.
Okay, I'm gonna come out swinging, I reckon, with one of my. It's a reasonably large single of theirs, but through listening further and further, it's just a song that I just absolutely love to death now, more than ever. I always loved it, but even more. And that's the Cutter on Porcupine.
I got it. Yeah, there we go.
I thought that one would land.
I think that's my favorite Bunnymen song.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, isn't it? I mean, yeah. The almost Arabic sounding violin. I don't know how you get a violin to sound like it's Middle Eastern, but it's incredible.
Yeah, and there's like a set of 4 lines of lyrics in there that are maybe my, I don't know, like right up there with my all-time favorite lyrics. Like I want to paint them on the side of my house.
Wow.
They're great. I love that song.
This is one of those songs that is one of the best songs in my opinion of all time. I think it's definitely got a case. It's got a case to be in that top 500 best songs of all time.
This is definitely a song where I feel like Corgan drew some inspiration from, and not a note for note type of deal, but like I feel like he did some of this on Siamese. He did some of this on Adore. He even more specifically did this on Machina. Only what Billy did is more like layered, so you gotta kind of listen to hear this with it. But yeah, man, like the second I heard it, I was like, oh, okay, here's something a little different. But to Adam's point, I do feel like this one felt like one of the home runs. Like this is one I was pretty sure of. Yeah. All right, not bad, not a bad first round.
Nope.
All right, let me go to the next part where I knew I was even in more trouble. I'm basically gonna be telling the story of why I was very mad at you guys today. So the next time I knew I was in trouble, again, this is, I hope you guys have it, obviously, but I understand if you don't. Show of Strength.
I don't have Show of Strength off the second album. That's a really great song.
Adam
can't save me either. That's okay.
No, I can.
Oh, you can.
I have it.
Oh,
I have it. I love it. Sorry, I do have it. Yes.
Okay. Woo. It's got a 2. Okay. Justin's not out of his mind here. Now, the second this played, again, like I thought first album, this is going to be it, and it'll kind of not necessarily fade out, but like it'll get easier. I'll be able to refine from there on out. Show of Strength starts, and I'm like, oh no, it actually got even better. Great.
Yeah. It's actually, I was reading about this song because I wanted to know what it was about. I think it was about Margaret Thatcher. It was during those early 80s. So it's a very political song, anti-Thatcher. So but it's such a great song, such an angry song, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take issue with any choice off the first 4 records that you guys have. They're all like my favorite songs. So I'm going to stop saying, oh, yeah, I love that song, but I don't have it. I would say that about anything.
Yeah. I'm the same, Gavin.
Yeah. I may take issue with Justin on the self-titled 87 record, and maybe you too, Adam, but that's another story. I could have traded out any of the songs on the first 4 records.
All right.
I agree with that.
All right, Gavin, you're up.
Well, we should probably knock out some of these Ocean Rain tracks because I was just, in putting together my list, I was just faced with the absolute genius of that record and how you cannot, I could not escape. I could have put every song on Ocean Rain, and I practically did. I mean, I was like, oh my God, it was just, and that's the record that may be the most divisive because I think it's the most 80. It's the most of its time. It's the most 80s sounding record, and probably has the most kind of new wave, stuff on it. But let's go for a deep cut on Ocean Rain. Do you guys have Thorn of Crowns?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me make sure. No, I don't. Okay.
That's the best song about vegetables ever written.
Yeah, he does some. At that point, he's just kind of like, I can do anything. His confidence, I can sing about cabbage and cucumber and carrots, and like, I will destroy everyone with this vegetable song.
I'm so I talked about this in the beginning. I think this is the other record that I had trouble with cuts, and we'll talk about I knew I was in trouble. We'll get to that point, because the second you said Thorn of Crowns, this is another one of those ones where I was like, oh yeah, I do have that right. Oh no, I don't. So it definitely, I don't know where it was on my cut list, but it was definitely one of the hard ones. It had to have been one of the last like 5, maybe at worst like 7. Like it was one I wrestled with. So all right, Adam.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the second album, Heaven Up There, which is probably and the album that I've just realized through this process how much I love probably the most. And actually, one thing I wanted to say is Echo and the Bunnymen, when they started, were just a 2-piece. They didn't have a drummer.
Ah.
So Echo was actually the drum machine. This is in 1978. So they started. It was Ian and Will Sargent, Ian McCulloch and Will Sargent, and then luckily they finally got a drummer pretty quickly, and the drums in this song just blow me away. Over the Wall.
Yes.
Okay. Nope.
I think this is maybe my favorite song of theirs now. I just can't stop listening to it.
Adam, they just put out the Peel sessions, the BBC sessions, and I think the Over the Wall BBC sessions is like one of the greatest things they've ever done.
There's so much bursting of dynamics in that song. It's incredible.
It's funny that, again, that was something I did not know about this band, with starting as a 2-piece with a drum machine. Yet another thing Corgan took from this band. When the Pumpkins started, I think maybe even with the Marked, but then the first few gigs as the Smashing Pumpkins, it's just James, Darcy, Billy, and a drum machine before they
I didn't know that.
Yeah, before they
That's
met
cool.
Jimmy. Yeah. So, like pre-Gish stuff is very much Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. That was Adam. So we're back to me. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait to do my next time I knew I was in trouble. But I'll stay on that I'll stay on that album with you, Adam. It Was a Pleasure.
No.
Okay. I guess.
But again, could have swapped that out. Great song.
It's a great song. Yeah, the whole album.
I guess I should have thought about it a little harder. All right, Gavin.
So they were from Liverpool, right, Justin? And Liverpool is a really, unique town in England. It's very working class, rough and tumble, but very poetic, artistic. A lot of sailors, a lot of sea mythology, a lot of sea shanties, and the Bunnymen have a lot of sea shanty structure to their songs. I just kind of, obviously the Beatles were from Liverpool, of course, duh. But I just love that place. Do you guys have Seven Seas from Ocean Rain?
Yes.
Me too.
Nice.
That is definitely one I did not account for as one of the ones.
Great.
Actually, technically, only one of them was one of the ones that I thought would be the one so far. Oh man, I dig it.
I just the way he's pronunciation on some songs, and you've made a point of that, Justin, with the stutter. But this one, like, what is a toy shell? It's actually tortoise shell. I'll Google the lyrics.
Right. Why do that? But that song is so like it's such a shimmering. They do that thing that's like the best of the 80s, like the best of the new wave, where it's just so bright and like fantastical, and it's just such a great pop single. Yeah.
Ocean Rain is a story, isn't it? Really, the whole album is like it's all the songs involve the ocean or being outside. It's just this sort of real story told through.
Yeah, and the cover of the record is so great. Them in that lit up blue cave in a yellow boat.
All right, Adam, you're up.
I'm really excited about Ocean Rain, so I'm going to stay there. I'm going to go with the first song, Silver.
Yeah, I have Silver.
Me too.
Yeah, Silver feels like a sister song to Seven Seas. It's another really bright, epic, new wave, like shimmering pop song. Yeah.
This is the pirate song. Like, this is Swings from the Chandelier. It's such a great opening. Like,
yeah.
This is the pirates have arrived, and it's just
yes. Yeah, they're cartographers. Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
Oh yeah, they're like you think about laying out some crazy map with sea monsters and foreign lands, and yeah,
absolutely.
They capture your imagination. They're in they live in this band lives in my imagination. They're not about breaking up with your girlfriend or trouble at work. Like they're like way more lofty than that.
What a point. I didn't even really put that together. Like I just kind of was drawn to the music and and the vocals obviously, but like not really digging into the lyrics. But like you can tell that these aren't love songs just by listening to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe a love song for like, hey, I love the ocean, or hey, I love vegetables, hey, I love this, that, or the other, but like not oh man, my girlfriend sucks, or so on and so forth.
It's all imagery, isn't it? I mean, there are a couple of lyrics in the song that I want to point out that probably my favorite, like blind sailors, imprisoned jailers. So you can't really be a blind sailor, and an imprisoned jailer is like a nonsensical as well. But so it evokes so much imagery.
Yeah, I think they wrote. I mean, to me, they wrote songs about transcendence. They were metaphysical and transcending the human experience into something mythical and archetypal. I sound like a total nerd right now, but they feel bigger.
No, I love it. I love what you say. It's cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, just like that, we're at my 4, and we've still only hit the one of the songs that I thought for sure. So like we've got 3 that I didn't see coming. So now the question becomes, do I go with one of the ones I worry about, the ones that I thought were home runs aren't? So you know what? I'm gonna stay on Ocean Rain with y'all.
Okay.
This one felt like a home run, but maybe I'm wrong. The Killing Moon.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's one of the best songs ever.
Yeah. Probably, Justin, like the common consensus would be that that's their finest song. I think that the singer says that when he dies, at least he knows that he wrote The Killing Moon, because he will be the first to tell you it's the greatest song ever written. It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
And maybe the greatest song ever written. But that's kind of their stake on the moon or in Antarctica, their flag.
Yeah, he's not short on confidence, is he? The lead singer,
Yeah,
and arrogance, but rightly so on this song. I mean, bloody hell.
yeah.
I was going to say about this song too, and you mentioned about the Pumpkins, but there's so many bands influenced by Echo. They were real. They were probably not as popular as they could have been, but they're definitely an artist band. And there's 56 cover versions that I found of this song on Spotify. And one of my favourite bands, which is potentially an arch nemesis band of the Pumpkins, is Pavement. They do a cover of this. So they're so diverse in terms of their inspiration. I think because they changed their sound through their albums. This album's quite different than the three before it. Yeah, I can hear all sorts of different influences of different types of bands all through this stuff.
Absolutely. And just
Red. Go ahead, Justin.
I was just gonna say, just like that, we sailed past my 4 right into Gavin's 5.
Yeah. One thing I want to note about Killing Moon, which is new information for me, and I thought I kind of knew everything about that song. I read this book, Adam, about the press clippings, basically from the Bunnymen. I think it's called The Weird and Wild World of the Echo and the Bunnymen or something. And Ian was saying that the song is a love letter to Lucifer, to Satan.
Wow.
Really?
So the next time you listen to that, put it in that context, and it takes on a whole new meaning. Wow. It's really great.
Wow.
Okay. Well, we'll do that for sure.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. It's my turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I want to go to the third record, Porcupine. I had it since I was a kid. It's really a kind of a difficult record. I feel like they were really in their heads. It's very cerebral and dense. There's hardly any oxygen in the record. It's like kind of math, like they're trying to work out. It feels like prog, like new wave prog, progressive rock, And but I'm going to go for a deep, dramatic cut on that record because I don't think anyone will have it. Do you guys have a song called Clay?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
You have Clay?
And
amazing.
Oh my God, the way you described that is that this record is like, I feel like this record's those paintings, the sort of 3D paintings that you got to stare at them.
Yeah.
And then eventually you can see something like it. To be honest, I thought I'm not sure if I really liked this album that much for a while. Until eventually the songs start popping out and then when they do, they're unbelievable.
It's taken me 40 years to get to understand some of the songs on that record. But Clay is it's so overwrought and over dramatic, and it's like an opera, a new wave opera, but it's like so great. I can't believe you have it. That's so cool.
I love isn't it nice when your heart is made out of ice? So yeah. It's so cynical and just, I don't know. They're at their most kind of aggressive, prickly kind of. I don't really know how to put it into words, but I guess it's Porcupine's the album, so it's a prickly song.
Yes.
All
right, Adam.
Okay, I'll stay on that record as well. And one thing that because I do think they've got so many different sorts of sounds. There's something that I didn't necessarily think about them as being a bit funky. Like they've got a funky and kind of groovy groove to them sometimes. And this comes out on a song called Rightness.
Oh, yeah. I don't have it.
I'll save you. I got it.
Oh,
excellent. Wow.
And I think just like that, let's see, 5. Yep, we are officially out of NTP. So nothing's coming out of the trash, at least.
And still a fair bit to go, really.
Yeah, really. And I still feel like there's like a couple more that feel like
Yeah.
gimmies.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, where do I go? You know, maybe let me go to the one that connected. And you know, maybe I think this might be possibly another gimme. I guess it depends. And I had this before the video got sent. God damn it! Before the video got sent in the chat. Lips Like Sugar.
Yes.
I don't have it.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So we traded one of my gimmies for something deeper. I dig it. And we officially have a conversation too, going forward.
It's interesting how the sound changed on that last album.
Yeah.
And you can even hear a bit of U2 about that sound, the sound at this point.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. That was
I have
one thing I
no
noted.
problem with that song. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a great song.
All right, Gavin.
Let me go back to the second record, which having up here, I think is the only record I didn't own when I was a kid. That's where they're all standing on that beach. So I discovered it a little later, like in my 20s. It's such a dark, oh my God, there's so many like crazy dark songs on there. And that's really that like post-punk record of theirs that I think influenced a lot of other bands. Do you guys have the song Heaven Up Here?
Yep.
I do not.
Wow, that's great. We're like matching on so much stuff.
We are. Yeah. And that song, and it just suddenly just ends. It builds and builds and builds, and then this just ends.
Yeah.
It gets me every time.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to. I haven't gone there at all yet, so I'm going to go to Crocodile, first album, and a song that reminds me of quite a few Australian bands actually. Picture on My Wall.
Oh, I don't have it. It's their first single. So great.
I can't save you.
Yeah. Okay. It reminds me. I don't know if you guys know the Go-Betweens, which I have put down. I have put them down on the.
Oh my God! I would love to do the Go-Betweens.
We'll sign up, mate, and we'll do it.
Oh.
That would be awesome.
Because
incredible. Yeah, they remind me of the Go-Betweens. That song does.
So this is the point of the show where I reiterate, like, I had almost all of Crocodiles. I had a good portion of Crocodiles. I don't want to over-exaggerate. Nice. But, like, this probably is 21, 22. Like, this is one of the absolute last cuts. And one of the ones where I said, really? This one's going to hit the floor, Justin?
Yeah.
So, all right. Back to me, huh? I keep scrolling over this one. I love this name. Heads Will Roll.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
But I love it.
2 is A-okay at this point. Of course, it's actually just making the conversation harder, but...
Yeah.
All right. Gavin?
So let's go back to the first record. Do you guys have Rescue?
Yes.
Me too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, so good.
Again, another one I did not expect to be a unanimous.
Oh, so that was an immediate connection with me when I was a kid. Like that was probably the song where I just got them like immediately, and self-deprecation in that song, and it's just so simple and so smart, and like such a great song.
So funky. This is a funky tune too. Yeah.
And just like that, we slink past Gavin's 5 right into Adam's 6.
Wow.
Yep.
When I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still have 8 left. So, I mean, I probably have more than you guys.
I have 9.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. All right, Adam, it is your turn.
I think I've got 5.
Yeah,
But
that
I'm not
sounds
very-
about right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to one of the songs that I've always loved before I really got into the Echo and the Bunnymen. And I'm thinking this might, hopefully, I'll find you guys with this one. And it's on the soundtrack, Pretty in Pink. Bring on the Dancing Horses.
I got it.
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh,
That's a fantastic song.
we all lose. We all lose.
Yeah. This is probably one of my favorite soundtracks. Pretty in Pink soundtrack.
Wow.
Yes. Got the Smiths.
I mean, yeah.
Like first, obviously, yeah.
OMD, Suzanne Vega, In Excess, New Order. It's just unbelievable. It's like
the original version of the first version of Shell Shock. Yeah.
I'll tell you, like, this is one because I think you brought it up in the chat, right, Adam? You said, "Hey, we need to make sure this is on there," and like, I don't know if you were tipping your hand or so. Like, I had to listen to it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But then, like, as I'm listening to it, I'm like, "Oh, of course this is in."
Sorry to do that, but I felt like it had to be in the conversation.
Well, yeah, and
yeah.
I mean, again, maybe you're tipping your hand, but also rightfully so. Like, all 3 of us picked it, so.
Yeah. I should have done that with Never Stop. There's a single called Never Stop. I should have like thrown that in the mix, but I forgot.
Yeah, that's a great song.
All right. So that was one of the ones I felt like was a gimme. So
wow, we're up to 7. I can't believe it.
Yeah. And again, there's still, like, if Adam has 4, maybe we do 2 more rounds and dump out. How about I don't, I'll start doing some of these ones that are on my controversial take. How about Lost and Found?
Oh, I don't have it.
No.
Okay. One of us has got to take the fall.
Yeah.
All right, Gavin.
I want to tell the story really quick. So, they did this thing called a Crystal Day. This is all pre-internet, of course, and all that stuff, where their fans could get this special ticket, and they had to meet at this boat in Liverpool on the Mersey River at this certain time, and everybody got on the boat. Then it took them across to Liverpool from the mainland, and then everybody gets on bicycles, and they don't know what they're doing, and they follow this path. And the Bunnymen take them to all their favorite places in Liverpool, like their favorite diner, and then they end up in this really weird location. And the Bunnymen play, and it was called a Crystal Day. Was like the name of that event. It's such a cool, like, Willy Wonka mysterious like thing. Do you guys have Crystal Days off of Ocean Rain?
Nope.
No.
I think that probably would have, if I would have known that story, I think that probably would have bumped it because that's cool. That's really cool, especially as you mentioned, pre-internet, like, like arranging something like that, like
treasure hunt, yeah.
And now as I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh yeah, like I could have had this.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
So this is my 3rd time playing this, Justin. You think I'd get better at counting? I've got 5 left now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So sorry about that. I'm going to go with another kind of groovy, funky tune, "A Promise" from Heaven Up There.
I don't have a promise.
I do. I got it. I'll save you.
Awesome.
So it stays in there. 1 and 1. All right. So we'll call this the last round, and we'll dump out from after that. Shoot, man. Like, we're really just all I've got left almost is just the stuff from the 87 record. How about Over You?
No.
Yep. Sounds like you guys are over me.
I don't love that album. I probably need to give it more of a go. But
Yeah.
You know what? I got to be honest. I think what happened is the band made me fall in love with them, with those first couple records. And so, like, as I'm listening to everything, when I get to self-titled, I was just open to it. So, because I was already there. Like, I didn't have to wait, however long. I didn't have to, it wasn't revisiting. It was all brand new. So I think the glow of all the other records made that one stronger for me. If that makes any sense.
Totally.
All right, Gavin.
So I'll meet you on that record, Justin. One of my favorite songs by them is on that record. It's called The Game. Do you have The Game?
I do.
so do I.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
What does that put us at?
Yeah, that's
8?
a beautiful song.
Just like that, 8. Wow. Ooh, these last cuts, because we're only... Ooh. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to dump out from here, because at this point, I don't have much left. I'll start at the top. Turquoise Days.
No.
It was on my first cut, but no.
I don't feel as bad about it now. The fact that
It's a great song.
I didn't hit. All right. Next one I have is Back of Love.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Boom. That's got a 2. All right. Oh, and my very last one, My Kingdom.
Yes.
Yes. My Kingdom is one of the best songs ever.
It's so great.
Wow. The rare dump out unanimous. Like,
Back to Ocean Lane.
Yeah, wow. Here, hold on. Let's get it a little moment here. Gents. Wow. You guys realize we're
Oh my God.
We're gonna have to whittle down all these songs to 1 now.
We have 9.
9. That's crazy.
We've still got. So we can't get any more unanimous.
Right.
That's you're out, Justin.
I'm out,
Yeah.
So all you can do is make the conversation harder from here. All right, Gavin.
Wow. Okay. Let's go back to the first album. This was a song that kind of was like something was going on in this room, and it's obviously there's drugs, and it's dark, and it's strange, and I was all in. So, do you guys have Villiers Terrace?
And that's me out.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it got to 2. And Adam is officially out. So I guess just whatever for funsies, whatever you got left, Gavin.
So, Adam, you had Villiers Terrace?
Yeah, I do. I love
that's great.
I thought that might be one that would get 3, but
Yeah.
But it's sort of like an early version of it's almost what you could see The Killing Moon became, like.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then off the second record, I have All My Colors, which is one of my all-time favorite songs by them. It was called Zimbo for a while. It had all the Burundi drummers on it.
That was one of my late. That was how I had 24 to 20. That was one of the ones I got angry about cutting.
Yeah.
All My Colors. Yeah.
I had No Dark Things off of the second record. I love that song. I had In Bluer Skies off Porcupine. I had Ocean Lane. Yeah. I had Ocean Rain off Ocean Rain, and I'm not too sad to cut that. So that's it.
All right.
Right.
Wow. All right. So let me sort this, and then we'll get our official read here. 9. We were all wrong. None of us got it. Here's what's in. Going Up, Rescue, The Cutter, Silver, The Killing Moon, Seven Seas, My Kingdom, The Game, and Bring on the Dancing Horses. We already we covered everything pretty well. Ocean Rain does have 4 through. I don't know if you guys want to hold that against it. But I don't know that anything got 2. Just Thorn of Crowns.
Crowns did. I'm fine to cut that. Are we already negotiating, Justin?
Yeah. If you want me to give a rundown of the other ones that are in, and then
yeah.
All right. So we got Villiers Terrace, Show of Strength, Over the Wall, A Promise, Heaven Up Here, Back of Love, Clay, Heads Will Roll, Ripeness, and then we already cut Thorn of Crowns and Lips Like Sugar. I mean, I'm open to hear whatever anybody's got on what they think the last one should be.
Well, I'll jump in there, Adam, and say that we don't have anything off Heaven Up Here.
Oh, really? Wow.
Are you serious?
So, Over the Wall got 2, and Heaven Up Here got 2. Out of those 2, if I had to choose, I'd probably pick Over the Wall, but I don't know if we care about representation, and I'm not trying to bully the conversation. I'm just noting that we don't have anything off that record.
I feel very strongly about one song on this list.
Okay.
That's not made it. Very strongly. And it is Over the Wall.
Okay.
Like I said before, it's probably one of my favourites of theirs. So if we're going to have one go through, it's the one for me.
I honestly feel like that kind of makes the decision for us. Like it's one of the 2 that Gavin put up there. I was the odd man out, so let's make that the official 10th. I feel like that makes the most sense to me. And that gives us 10. Here we go. Going Up, Rescue, The Cutter, Silver, The Killing Moon, Seven Seas, My Kingdom, The Game, Bring on the Dancing Horses, and Over the Wall rounds out our top 10. Now, Gavin, of course, we can't stop there. We got to make it even harder. Of those 10 songs, which one's the one?
So I think, again, like I said, right? Like conventional wisdom would say that you put The Killing Moon up. But it's on the Donnie Darko soundtrack. Like a lot of people know that song. I would put up The Cutter. I think it's my favorite song by the Bunnymen.
What do you think, Adam?
Just need to make the podcast interesting. Maybe I'll disagree. No, The Cutter is brilliant. What else would you go with? So, so a lot of them are deeper cuts after that, aren't they? Okay. What about My Kingdom?
Ooh, interesting.
That's a radical choice. I like that.
Yeah, it's a dark horse choice, really. I'd be happy with The Cutter. I'm happy with The Cutter. Yep.
Justin, you want to choose between those?
Oh, how dare you? That's just rude, sir.
We'll choose another one.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my eyes went directly to The Cutter because it's deliciously different. Like, it's so them, but it's like it's them without going way too out of the way to be them, if that makes sense. My other inclination was Going Up, but that's just because, like I said, I have a thing for telling me what's up. Like the second I push play, like I love that. But
I think it's The Cutter.
Probably since that was all 3 of our inclination, right? Like we all kind of led there first. All right, let's do that then. Make it easy. Let's not make this any harder than it has to be.
It needs to make the best of the year too. At the end of the year,
that song should really have a go at that for sure. Yeah.
And I feel like it this has a chance. Would be the other thing. I think Fredo's actually a Bunnymen fan, and
I thought you would jump on this list.
I'm shocked that he's not here, but he isn't. So,
hello, Fredo. New waiver.
Yeah, hello, Fredo. All right. So,
hey, Justin, can I say one thing really quick?
Sure.
The guitar player from the Bunnymen just has a brand new 7-inch single out and the B-side is by a guy named Paul Simpson from the Wild Swans, who is in Liverpool, contemporaries of the Bunnymen in the 80s. And that is out on Feral Child Recordings in London. And I'm grabbing a copy of that. It's going to sell out really quick.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Well, hopefully by May 25th or whenever this episode comes out, hopefully it'll still be available. If not, or if it is, get on it. All right, so the Cutter is our number one. Silver, The Killing Moon, Seven Seas. Let me go to the other one because it'll be easier to read. Again, The Cutter, Going Up, Rescue, Silver, The Killing Moon, Seven Seas, My Kingdom, The Game, Bring on the Dancing Horses, and Over the Wall round out our top 10. Let's let The Cutter get A Moment in the Sun. Yeah, this is right. You're correct. We have done it. We have gotten you into Echo and the Bunnymen. You're very welcome. And hey, man, maybe you want to come play. You know what? Maybe you don't want to come play. Today I got a request. Somebody asked us to talk about Dashboard Confessional on the sign-up sheet. But they didn't sign up. They didn't want to talk. They just want us to talk about Dashboard Confessional. You can do that too. If there's a band we have not covered yet, you can say, hey, I don't want to play, but will you please talk about this band? And we'll put it out there and we'll see if somebody signs up. If you do want to play, it's the same thing. You go to legionofstupid.com, click on podcast, click on deprogrammed. About halfway down, maybe, is a sign-up sheet, and you just tell me what band you want to talk about. And if it's a band we haven't talked about, we'll figure it out. Also, if you do sign up, please be on the lookout for an email from me because I will try to reach you and try to get you in touch with your panel. We do the show on Discord. So if you're already on legionofstupid.com, you can scroll down a little bit and there's a link to join the Discord right from there. Click that. It'll take you to it. Come have fun. We count. That's fun times. I like it. We also do all these shows. So, if you wanted to hear them live, you could do that. Whatever you want to do. Just saying. Also on legionofstupid.com, if you want to listen to Gavin episodes, you can click on his name. It'll take you to his episodes. If you want to listen to Adam episodes, you can click on his name. It'll take you to his episodes. You want to listen to Justin episodes. I don't care if you don't because they're all me. Yes. I'm on all of them. You can't avoid me. If you want, you can listen to the episodes from there. Like that would be very cool. Or of course, we're a podcast, so you can subscribe, rate, comment on any and all podcast platforms. Easy enough for me to say. Also, patreon.com/Oh Hi Justin is a great place to go if you have a few bones a month that you would like to subscribe. We'd like to have you aboard. You get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. You get the conversation that we're about to have called After the Fact. It goes right to you first. And it also gets you an audible thank you every month and an occasional oh hi Justin, whatever. I want to kind of talk about whatever's going on in life. So all those things happen at Patreon. We mentioned, subscribe, rate, comment, but to me, the absolute best way you can help this program is by telling somebody that you listen to it. Hi, I listen to Deprogrammed. You can too. I would appreciate that more than words will ever be able to say. So with that being said, Echo and the Bunnymen, learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.